As a matter of fact, last year a best documentary nominee, producer of that film, is here with us tonight, and he'd like to say a couple of words about his experiences with the Annual Film Festival, and that is Mr. Leonard Brink.
My only regret this evening is that I'm not closer to Danielle and Jessica. I just want to, I was flattered to be asked to come up and speak this evening a little bit to talk about my own experience with filmmaking. I'm fairly new at it. I've only been in the industry for 2 years. And the experience that I've had has been mind-boggling and incredibly rewarding. And I have to really thank NIFF for the opportunity to be able to submit a personal documentary last year called DMZ Patrol. And what was interesting about it, it was a film based on found footage of a combat patrol that I was on in Vietnam back in 1970. And in the film, there was all the things that were happening at that time. If you remember, we were invading Cambodia and Laos, and the war was not very popular. And we were sent up near the DMZ and Laotian border on a recon and force patrol. And we were, right in front of us was a B-52 bomb raid. And this film was made by a German TV company, and it was confiscated because at that time, all the negative press about the war, really, the military was pretty sensitive, especially if it had a B-52 raid. And so it was confiscated. But I was able to get the footage and build, with the help of a lot of people, including people here tonight, a really nifty personal documentary, and was shocked that it was accepted, and even more shocked that it was a nominee. I didn't win, but it didn't matter. And I have to really thank Edmund and Glessna and all the people, Daniel, Mary Ellen Fiesler, Annette Larson, and fellow nominees, Mark and Russell, John, all of you. It's just a pleasure, to be able to be here. Now, I started 2 years ago, even though I've been studying film for many years, particularly music scoring, the screenplay, so everything about a film, but I had no technical proficiency. And what motivated me by building my own documentary was, boy, I better get on the wagon. I just retired. And it's never too late to reinvent yourself. So I took courses on film production, on film editing. I worked with an editor every Saturday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for 8 weeks to put together the documentary. I took courses on screenwriting, on movie marketing and distribution. I'm now the executive producer and co-writer of the feature film, Precious Metal. And it's going to be a good film. And what I found is, in making Precious Metal, what was incredibly important is that you don't take shortcuts and you step out of the box, because every story that could be told has probably been told 100 times in film. So the key to making a successful film, and a good film, is find a way to tell the story differently. Find something new, something different. A good example of that is the horror film Mama, which is a 3-star rated film with Jessica Chastain. And there are 10,000 horror films, but what was unique, it's about 2 young girls who are abandoned and lost in the woods. And they are discovered or found 5 years later and they're feral. But the question, the whole focus of the movie was, how did they survive? What kept them alive? And that was the hook to make it a very interesting, creative movie. And I think we've done that with Precious Metal. What we've tried to do is to, it's never too late to learn. This industry is very complex. After going through production and filming, it's unbelievable, the work, the hours that go into it. I've put 3,000 hours into this film, and we're still not done yet. I took a course on crime scene management from the National Forensic Academy to help write the screenplay, the portion that dealt with the crime scene. We hired a CSI expert to come in and critique it for authenticity. We went after the top cast. We have Paul Savino, Farino Duref, Todd Bridges. And the message to up-and-coming filmmakers is think big, raise the bar, and go after top people. If there's any way you can do it, go after top people. And it's never too late to reinvent yourself. I also want to, what I'd like to do is, because her story is so similar to mine, I'd like to introduce a young up-and-coming actress. And our connection is we went to the same college, Illinois College. 40 years apart, but I'd like to introduce Jenny Sauer. Does Jenny want to stand up? Yeah. And she's a guest, and the reason I want to introduce her, she's incredibly creative, and she did the same thing I did. She was a research biochemist who had published research papers. And a couple years ago, she said, that's not what I want to do. I want to do films. I want to get into acting. And she's doing an incredible amount of intensive homework and has a good career building. And it was inspiring, to be able to have that. So I just want to thank all of you and the nominees. I can't believe how much fun I'm having, and I'm 69 years old. Yes.